Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. It's the most important news and editorial of the day that is relevant for the preparation of civil services examination will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news topic list. Today is 25th of January, the first important news that is Norovirus outbreak reported in Kerala. Second, EPFO to hold mass outreach program. Third, IMF confirmed India's finance assurance to Sri Lanka. Fourth, Sri Lanka service export to cross financial year 2023 goal of 300 billion. And the last is an editorial working hand in hand to showcase India. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And before I begin this session, those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. Starting the session with the first news, that is Norovirus outbreak reported in Kerala, something important for General Studies Paper 2 under the subtopic that is issues related to development and management of health. Recently, the Kerala department has confirmed 2 cases of gastrointestinal infection with the virus known as norovirus, and this virus infected this child with a class 1 student in Ernakulam district in Kerala. Now, the 2 samples were tested after 62% that include the student and their parents developed a symptoms such as diarrhea, abdominal pain, vomiting, nausea, high temperature, headache, and body ache. So these were some of the predominant symptoms or the prominent symptoms that were there because of the infection of the norovirus that was reported first in Ernakulam district of Kerala. Now, what is norovirus and how common is the infection? So, norovirus is highly contagious virus that is sometimes known as stomach flu, important for the prelims examination. Such factual information is very much important for the prelims. The virus is estimated to kill almost 2 lakh persons globally every year, with more death occurring among the age group below 5 years and those above 65, right? The virus is capable of surviving in low temperature, and the outbreak tends to have more common in winter and in the colder countries. That is why this is sometimes also referred as winter vomiting disease. So again, factually important information. And in this regard, a study was published in peer-to-peer review journal, and this says that the norovirus infection is more frequent in the high-income countries, with almost 40% of cases seen in the long-term care facilities. And in contrast, ये भी देखा गया कि India have mostly been detecting in setting like schools, hostel, where people mostly share their foods. So one of the prominent causes of higher infection rate is the sharing of food, and it affects people of all ages and similar to that of diarrhea causing rotavirus. इन्फेक्शन केसेस में बात करें इंडिया की कितनी केसेस रिपोर्ट किए गए हैं. द केसेस ऑफ नोरोवायरस are not as common in India compared to many other countries, and the recent case has been reported in Kerala. The infection has been reported in previous year, mainly in the southern India, especially from Kerala. In 2016, a study was conducted by the CMC, that is the Christian Medical College. It has followed that the birth of cohort 373 of 3 years detected 1856 of the diarrhea episode and 147 of the vomiting episode. So, the study said that the norovirus was detected in 11.2% of the diarrhea cases and 20.4% of the vomiting episode. And as per the study from the Hyderabad, it's reported that the norovirus was detected in 10.3% of the sample who came with the acute gastrointestinal problems. नोरोवायरस की अगर केसेस की बात करें, नोरोवायरस केसेस इन केरला, so the probability has been to do so that Kerala strength than any other weaknesses. And according to the health expert, Kerala has a strong public health system that is capable of picking up clusters of infections and getting them tested quickly. Can norovirus infect and have a large mass outbreak? This is a bigger question, but the experts are of the opinion that it cannot have a mass expansion or mass infection, even though most cases of the norovirus are being detected. An expert says that it is unlikely that they lead to the large scale outbreak. The spread of infection is also limited, and the individual problem is not a public health one. द प्रिवेंशंस टू कर्ब द वायरस स्प्रेड, किस तरह से प्रिवेंशन की जा सकती है, कौन कौन से ऐसे मेथड्स हैं दैट कैन बी यूज्ड एट द इंडिविजुअल एंड सो दैट वी कैन प्रिवेंट इट. सो गुड हेल्थ hand hygiene is the best way to prevent the infection. Wash your hand with soap for at least 20 seconds. Hand sanitizers is required if you are eating food or any other stuffs. And as the infection can be transmitted by the food, it's suggested that the sick person is not prepared food by others. So anyone who is having infection should be completely kept out, and he or she should not be reachable to the masses. And all food items should be carefully washed off, cooked off at the high temperature so that the norovirus cannot survive in a temperature higher than 60 degrees Celsius. Now, moving to the other news, EPFO to hold mass outbreak program, something important for Gender Studies paper 2, under the subtopic that is the government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from its design and implementations. So the Employment Provident Fund organization is organizing a mass outreach program, and the name of the program is Nidhi Aapke Nikat 2.0, and in this more than 700 districts of India will be covered, right? So during the program, the complaints and the query regarding the higher provident fund pensions are likely to come up, right? Now more about the outreach program. Nidhi Aapke Nikat 2.2 is a program that aims to increase the EPFO presence in all districts of the country. The senior officers जो हैं EPFO को उन्होंने बताया that they will be listening to the grievances, the problem of the employees and the employers regarding the pension during this conference, during this program that will be held. The EPFO has sent letters to the Chief Secretary of the concerned states seeking their help and the state administrations in conducting the program. And this is for the first time that EPFO is organizing such mass outreach program that will ensure that all the grievances that is there with the people with regards to the pension should be addressed. And the official added that the program would not only be permanent feature, it will help on every 27 months. So the date 27 will be considered for the program that has to be there. And if 27 is a holiday, the next day will be follow-up that is taking place. Now, though the EPF is yet to finalize the process of implementation of the Supreme Court order, where Supreme Court has categorically said that the higher pension issue should be there, and the issue is likely to taken up in the program, and several organizations and pensions employer and employees are asked EPFO for further clarity on the process of implementation of the order. The program will function as a pension adalat. So this is kind of a judicial level functioning that will be there, and its implementation will be at the final end. The EPFO has launched the monthly pension adalat in 2021 to address the complaint of the pensioners, and this adalat has not been merged with the Nidhi Aapke Nikat 2.0. So earlier adalat has been merged, and now it will be functioning in a cumulative basis where the resolution would be provided at the earliest. Venue of program की अगर बात करें, the preferred venue of the program would be the district collectorate, the district industries offices, and the state labor commissioners offices. The EPFO has instructed its officers to inform employees, trade unions, pensioner about the program through the advertisement. Other news, IMF confirmed India's finance insurance for Sri Lanka. Something important for General Studies Paper 2 under the subtopic, that is bilateral regional grouping and agreement involving India and affecting India's interest. The International Monetary Fund has confirmed that receiving India's written letter assurance in Sri Lanka's economic revival will call for the assistance from the International Monetary Fund, and India's confirmation and acknowledgement will be acting as a surety to IMF that yes, the Sri Lankan government will be returning the entire amount. While Sri Lanka has expressed the hope of completing the talks on the debt restructuring in the 6 month. The governor of the Sri Lanka Bank has said that there has been good progress in the month, with India's already pledging the financial assurances. और श्रीलंका ये भी expect कर रही है that countries like China and Japan are supporting them in giving the financial assistance. Assistance की अगर बात करें, श्रीलंका had decided to seek IMF assistance and reach the staff level agreement in September 2022, right? And India has become Sri Lanka's first official creditor. Proactively, India ने काफी help की है because Sri Lankan government has been witnessing worst economic crisis, right? And during that time, a lot more problem is there. India has provided many food supplies as well to ensure that Sri Lanka is having no problem. The country like China and Japan and India are the Sri Lanka's three biggest bilateral creditor and sending written financial assurances to the International Monetary Fund. China offer की अगर बात करें, the fund provisional package of 2.9 billion will be approved by the board following a similar written assurances from China and Japan. However, the top Chinese bank is not on the same written assurance that the IMF is necessary for the fund brought to approve the provisional packages for the Sri Lankan government. Other news, service export to cross financial year 2023 goal of $300 billion. Something important for General Studies Paper 3 under the subtopic, that is the Indian economy and issues related to planning, mobilization, resource growth and development. So according to the Ministry of Commerce and Industries, India's service export are doing extremely well and going by the current trend. As expected by the government, the anticipations of the data is on the parameters. The outbound shipping is expected to grow by 20% this fiscal and creates the 300 billion target despite the economic uncertainties. On the merchandise front, export was so far registered with a healthy growth. Despite the world being in the recession, huge inflationary pressures are there and overshocking of the various commodities is also taking place. But despite all this hurdle, the final part of the India service export is doing well. India's export की अगर बात करें, India's export has rose up to 9% on year-on-year basis from April to December 2022 and 23. According to the Ministry of Commerce and Industries on services front, India is probably doing to do at least 20% of the growth by the current trend. It is expected that India will access the target of 300 billion this year. As per the official data, the service export in April rose up to 253.81 billion from 1.84 billion in the earlier years. You can see the comparison which the rose or the toll we can see is evident from the data itself, right? In financial year 2022, the export has touched all-time high of $254 billion. Now, India is likely to record 20% growth in the service export, and service export clocked at this number, which I've already told you. And this is going, the export touching at the all-time high of $256 billion. Moving to the other news, that is working in hand to showcase India, something important for General Studies Paper 2. That is Indian economy and issues related to planning, mobilization, resource growth and development. And this might be also be relevant for General Studies Paper 2, where the government policies and intervention are concerned. So what I'll be discussing in this editorial, tourism policy roadmap by the government of India, a campaign so far that has been made, the coordination by the different ministries, tourism policies, and a journey of discovery. So, on the occasion of National Tourism Day, the Ministry of Railways, partnership with Ministry of Tourism, launching its Jagannath train packages with 8-day tour from Delhi that will travel to Kasi, that is Varanasi, Badrinath Dham, Jagannath Dham, Puri, Bhubaneswar, and Konark, and will end in Vishnupad Temple in Gaya, which is located in Bihar. All of this are linked to the Bharat Gaurav train. This is a theme-based circuit trains that will highlight India's rich cultural heritage and the history that is intact to it. Campaign shofar की अगर बात करें, in the past 8 years, the Ministry of Tourism has prioritized the task of interministerial cooperations and coordinations, breaking down the silos in working towards effective working with the ministry. The coordination has been established between different ministries with Ministry of Tourism. And today, the Ministry of Tourism coordinates its effective work with 20 central ministries in terms of promotions of different tourism in the country. And in October 2023, the Ministry of Tourism and the Ministry of Home Affairs has organized the National Conference on Tourism Police, and that is aimed at working towards police and sensitizing them on addressing the needs for the foreign and domestic tourists. So this is a classical example that even you can use in the case studies or for many other paper of the general studies. कोऑर्डिनेशन अमंग द मिनिस्ट्रीज की बात की गई है, किस तरह से अलग अलग मिनिस्ट्रीज मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ टूरिज्म के साथ कोऑर्डिनेट करके कुछ प्रोएक्टिवली काम करने की कोशिश कर रही हैं. इन पार्टनरशिप विद द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन, द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ टूरिज्म हैज बिगन एस्टैब्लिशिंग द युवा टूरिज्म, a club to nurture young ambassadors for Indian tourism. Another instance is Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways, aiming to make India a more attractive cruise destination among a state-of-art infrastructure. उसके अलावा पार्टनरशिप विद मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स, tourism office that has been placed 20 Indian mission in the countries that contribute some of the highest foreign tourist award in India. Similarly, the Ministry of Roadways and Petroleum step up at taking up ensuring the highway and fuel station at clean sanitation infrastructure. The Ministry of Tourism is also funding several commercial flight routes in partnership with Ministry of Civil Aviation, making them more viable. Now, tourism policies की अगर बात करें, जो कि ऑलरेडी गवर्नमेंट ने एनविसाज किया है, नेशनल टूरिज्म पॉलिसी, द ड्राफ्ट टूरिज्म पॉलिसी 2022 has been formulated by situational analysis of the impact of COVID-19, taking into the account of project and tourism sector with a vision of India 100. One of the ideas include an institutional structure that can take concurrent and coordination efforts towards the state and local government. Every delegate and visitor who is in India has to attend G20 summit with a return ambassador and spread India's cultural and spiritual and natural heritage. In May 2022, the Prime Minister has campaigned in Copenhagen, Denmark, and urged the Indian diaspora to inspire at least 5 of their non-friends to visit India and explore the places. A journey of discovery की बात की गई है. India has been a popular destination for traveler exploring the spiritual and enlightenment of the self-discovery. And even the Ministry of Tourism has declared the Visit India 2023 aims to promote various tourism destinations and to increase India's share in the tourism market. Data shows that the domestic tourism has recovered a pre-pandemic level, exceeding in some cases. And India can truly be the world's spiritual beacon in this context. And there's a core of the idea that Visit India 2023 should be promoted to the larger extent by the Government of India, state and other stakeholders. Now moving to the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday's questions. For first question, the correct answer is C. For second question, the correct answer is C as well. Today's MCQ about the Maitri Setu project. It symbolizes bilateral relationship between India and Sri Lanka. The project has been taken by the Land Port Authority of India. The second question is Taslik 2 between India and Sri Lanka, India, Japan, Russia, India and Afghanistan, India and Uzbekistan. So do check it out for the correct options. This type of question is very much relevant for CAPF examination. This was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis, followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.